Welcome back everyone to the Employee Management System series using MERN stack. In the previous video, we implemented and we completed the employee dashboard. We created the dashboard for employee. We logged in as employee, like look at the array, and then we completed the dashboard, the my profile, leaves, and adding leave. Okay, employee was able to add the leaves and salary. He can see the history of salary and setting to change the password. So this was the previous video. We completed these tasks, these functionalities. In this video we would like to just implement the leaves. Okay, leaves management. So first of all we will move to leaves and we will see the list of leaves, and we can just filter based on these button like pending leaves, approved leaves, rejected leaves. Look at pending, approved, and rejected. Or you can also search based on employee. Okay, based on employee ID like Asif local Yusuf. Okay, so you can search based on employee ID also. So here whenever you click on a leave, for example this is approved leave, so click that, so you will see the detail like this. But if there is a leave which is the state is pending, so in that state let's check that. So here we will see accept or reject. So the admin should be able, okay, the admin has the authority to accept or reject this leave. So this is, and also we will come here to the employees tab, and in the employees whenever we click on this leave, so we will see the history of that employee. So this is the functionality of this video that we will implement this leave management system. So let's start, okay, to complete the leave management system. So let's log out from employee and we will log in as admin. So user not found, admin@gmail.com. Admin, yeah, this is admin. So let's log in. So this is the admin panel. So in this admin panel whenever we click on this leaves, so we will move to the leaves list. So let's move to app.js. First of all, let's close these. Yeah, so here whenever I click on the sidebar on leave, just come here, this is sidebar bar, this is employee dashboard. So we will move to the admin dashboard. Just come here to the component, to the dashboard, to the admin sidebar. Let's find leave. After clicking on leave, so we will move slash leaves. Close this and come here to the admin dashboard to add leaves. So here we have this. Yeah, this is per employee, but we will move to the admin dashboard. We don't have leaves for the admin dashboard, so let's add it. One let employee dashboard this is, and just come here, this is salary add. Down from this I will add slash leaves. Element would be like leave list. Come here to the components, leave, and here we have leave list. This is for employee, okay, to leave, to see the leave, add new leave. This was for the employee. So here I will add a new component for table.js. Save that and just come here. Whenever I click on this leave, so we will move to the table component. So in the table component we will display like this. Okay, we will have a search field at the left side and these three buttons at the right side. So let's do it. So let's simply copy this code. We'll manage leaves, then we have input fields, then we have add leave button. Let's import link. We don't need link. Okay, so let's change this link to button. Instead of this, we will have three buttons. First one is for pending, pending, rejected, approved, and rejected. Let's wrap all these three buttons in a div element. Save that and let's check it. So look at it, looks like this. So let's design these three buttons. So I will just design these buttons. So I have added, okay, these three buttons, these relevant CSS classes. So it looks like this. So let's come here to the sidebar. One thing else that we need to add, the active, okay, is active class name, this one. So that is okay. So we have these three buttons. So now down from that we will display the list of leaves. So to display the list of leaves, as we displayed the employees, look at, we had a table and we had the buttons. So now we will display the list of leaves like this. So okay, let's do it. Display it here, yeah, department and employees we have. So we will display the leaves like this. Okay, we will create a table. In that table we will display these things. So let's do it. Let's do it. First of all, we need to fetch the leaves from the database. Okay, so to fetch the leaves from database, let's move to the table. In the table we will use effect. And here I will call a function. So let's create first of all a function, const fetch leaves is equal to, this is a synchronous function, and here I will fetch the leaves. So let's fetch leaves. Okay, so to fetch leaves, as we fetch the employees data, so we will just write the code like that, because this is the same code. Don't worry, for come here to the employee. In the employee, as we had a list, in this list we had a use effect hook. Okay, and we were fetching the employees, but I will just copy this code. That is okay. We have response axios.get, and we will move API/leaves. We will fetch now leaves, and header we will pass the token, and here we will just, as we designed our table and employee. So okay, this means that we would like to design our table, the header of our tables, which fields are included in our table, to display that on the screen. So we want to have first of all the data of leave. Okay, so here we are just returning leaves. So here this is leave, and this is the ID of leave, and department name employee instead of the leave dot department dot dip name, and this is also leave and leave. We don't need this image. So where is the error? I will just check for the error. So here let's just the error has been solved. That is okay. I'll just show you. Okay, don't worry. So here in this header we would like to add these fields. Okay, let's come here to the previous project. So here serial number, employee ID, name, leave type, department, days, and status, and also action. So we would like to add these headers. So let's do it. I will just add these fields here. I will edit it. So we have these fields: ID, serial number, employee ID, name, leave type, department, days, and status, and also action. So after that, we in the action we have leave buttons. Okay, this component as we created in the previous employee and other components, and also the department. So this leave buttons are included or inside the leave helper. This is a leave helper component. Inside this we have leave buttons. In this leave buttons we have just a button which is view button. Okay, whenever we click leave, so we will see, okay, the detail of that leave. Okay, whenever I click that leave, so we will move to this route and we will see the detail of that leave. And also in this leave helper we have the column. Okay, these are the header. Okay, that we would like to display the serial number, so we have explained all these things. Okay, serial number, name, employee ID, selector, employee ID, row name, leave type, department, days, and status, and action. These are the header. This is the header of our table, and in this table we have these fields that we would like to display. Now here we have set leaves and pass the data. Okay, this data. So let's create a state variable, const leaves, set leaves. Is null. And let's call now fetch leaves function inside use effect hook. And that is okay. After calling that, so here we would like to display our data. So to display our data, we would like to create a table. So let's first of all check this table element is that one. This is for that one. Yeah, just come here, and here we want to display our data table. So let's import data table from React data table component. So we have installed this library and we have imported data table. So this data table we will pass columns. Columns are columns, so we will import columns from leave helper and data, which is leaves, and also pagination. So we will apply pagination on this. Save that. Now let's create API. Okay, this was the front end. Now we will create this API to return the leaves. So let's move to server side. First of all, we will create a route for leaves. Come here to the route. Okay, routes. We have leave route, and in the leave route we will just create a new route, router.get slash. Okay, just simple slash. And in setting index.js file we have leaves. I think that is leave, not leaves. So let's change. That is okay. So here I will call auth middleware, comma, I will call a function here which is get leaves. Now let's create this leave inside employee the leave controller. This is not get leaves, this is get leave. Okay, this is get leave. So now let's create, this is get leave. I will create get leaves now. In this get leaves we will just return all the leaves. Okay, so one thing that I should change in front end, this is leave, not leaves. Okay, because in the index.js that was leave. So here let's now return the leaves. So let's copy this code, paste it here, and just remove these things. I will just return now all leaves, also the employee and department detail with the leave. So to return leaves, for that let's declare a leaves variable. After that we will use a wait keyword, and here we will use leave model dot find, it means to find all the records, and now we will populate. So Liu has connection with employee, so let's populate the data of employee also. Dot populate. So inside the populate, let's now define the path. Path is employee ID, because in Liu model we have used employee ID as the reference to employee table. Now employee table has a connection with user table and also the department collection. Okay, it has connection with department and user. Through this employee ID, now I will fetch the data of employee, user and department also. So how we can do that? For that, simply let's write comma, and here we would like to write populate, and this is an array. In this array I will define first of all a path for department to populate the data of department, then select in this department which fields I would like to select. Okay, so I will specify here just department name, because I want to return just the department name. Down from that I will specify path for user ID, because the employee table has connection with the user table through user ID column, comma, here I want to select just name, because I want to return just the name of employee. That's it. Okay, what I did, first of all I find all the record in Liu model. After that, populate the employee table, employee data. Through employee data, find the department and user information also. Now let's return the response success true and leaves, return leaves. So that's it that I have returned. Let's copy this and export it. That's it. In Liu we have used get leaves, that is okay, slash, and yes, that will work. Now let's try it. Let's move now to our table. Come here to the Liu. In Liu we faced with error, so let's move to the console and check the error. Where is the error? Properties of null reading length, cannot read properties of null reading null. So it means that by default here we will specify just come here, if leaves was null, it means if there was data, so then display the data for us, else display view loading. Let's wrap it in a fragment. Okay, if the leaves was not null, so then display this data. Okay, but if was null, so then display loading. So look at it is loading, in loading status right now for us. So let's check why it is loading leaves. So here we have called set leaves, we have passed data to that is okay, response data dot leaves. I will just console this data. Let's refresh it. We didn't receive anything. It means that we didn't import Axios. So let's import Axios. Let's check it now. So it says server side error. Okay, there is an error inside server. So let's check the server side error. Utils.populate invalid path expected string got type of object. So let's check it. Okay, just come here to the leave controller, and here the populate. Leave has connection with the employee ID, department, and user ID. Populate. So the problem is here, this is path, not okay, this is a spelling mistake, so let's correct it, path, and that is okay. Now let's check it. Okay, we have returned the leaves, let's check it. So look at that, has refreshed. Let's refresh it again. So we have these details. So this is minus 24. The reason that is that I have entered incorrect date. Okay, the start date was incorrect, so that's why it is displaying minus 24. So here we have one. And department, let's display the department name. Let's move to the leave helper. In leave helper department, here we should display dip name. Okay, dip _ name. Yeah, just come here in table. Yeah, department employee ID dot department dot dip _ name, and here we will display the department. So let's look at that is IT. The department is IT. So it was all about the leaves, to display the leaves. Now we will, whenever we click on this view, so we will move and display the detail of this leave. So before that, just come here to the table, and here I will add magenta free. That is okay. Okay, there is space, margin top. So by clicking this view, we will move and display the detail of leave. So let's do it. So in leave helper, we had a button. Okay, whenever we click this, so we will move to this route. So let's create this route. Come into the app.jsx, duplicate it, and this is the route is leave. I will change this to leave / we will get an ID here, and let's pass that leaves. And here we will move to the detail employee, the view detail. Okay, the leave detail. So let's create a component by the name of leave detail. Come here to the leave and right click, new file, leave detail, or I can just say select to detail. Let's import that here. Leave detail, the name was leave detail. So let's import the leave detail. That was detail, just detail. So import it from that leave from details. Let's press this leave. So look at, we move directly to the leave detail. So now here in the detail, we will fetch again the data of this leave and display that on the screen. So let's move to the detail. In the detail, to display the data of this leave, so let's check it how it should looks like. This leave, so it should looks like this. Okay, as we have displayed the information of an employee, come here to the employee and press view, we displayed the information of employee like this. So let's display the same information as we displayed for the here in the employee. Okay, just come here to the leave leave details, and we will display information like this. Okay, let's come here. In the detail, we will move to the employee, and in the employee, just come here in view. In the view we had, okay, in the view we first of all fetch the detail of employee. Okay, the detail of employee, then we displayed the employee detail like this. So I will copy the whole code and paste it here. Instead of this, I will just write detail, the same user interface we are using. That's why I copied the code. Just I will change a few things. First of all, this is leave detail, and here I will just display that imply instead of this leaves and leaves, we will just move to the I leave, just leave, and we will pitch a leave based on ID. Just come here, and based on ID we returned get leave. What in top, so coming to the detail, and here we will return the API leave then based on ID. So I will just add here detail also, because we want the detail, and then we will just display instead of this leave set leave, that is null, that is okay, and here I will call set leave, and I will return that is okay instead of this leave. Just come here, pitch leave, call that function. Come here, if not leave, if the leave was not existed, so then display the leave detail, and here I will display the image like leave dot user id dot profile image, and leave dot employee id dot user id dot profile image, because employee id has connection with user, then from user we will display the profile image. And just come here, flex, I will display the name, display that this leave dot user id dot employee id dot user id dot name, and here again leave dot employee id, here I will display the employee id, that is okay, employee id dot employee id. Date of birth, leave dot employee id dot dob, gender, leave dot employee id dot gender, department, leave dot employee id dot department dot name, department name, that is okay, and here again leave dot department dot employee id dot marital status, and down from that I will then display the status. Okay, which information we need to display? We want to display the name, employee id, leave type, reason, department, start date, end date, and status. So let's okay, first of all the profile image, then the name, employee id, that is okay, name, employee id, and that is okay, then leave type. So let's display the leave type. Instead of date of birth I will display leave type, leave dot leave type, and down from that we would like to display the reason. So let's display the reason, and down from that let's display department, that is okay. Down from the department we want to display start date and end date. So leave dot start date, just wrap the whole code through new date, dot to local date string, and same to this we want to display the end date also. Instead of this end date, end date. Down from that we would like to display the status. So let's here just write leave dot status. And let's now write the API. So come here to the leave, duplicate this, and here I will add detail also, slash detail slash id, and here I will just write the function would be get leave detail. Copy this and paste it here. Let's create it in the leave controller. Const get leave detail is equal to, this is asynchronous function, and request and response. So now we will return based on id. Okay, we are passing the leave id and we will return the data based on that. So let's copy this get leaves data, paste that code here, and instead of that, let's return first of all leave get leave detail leave dot find by id, and here we will specify the id, and let's get const id is equal to request dot params, and here dot populate employee id, that is okay, and we will return again the employee data, and here department name in the user. Okay, here I will return the name comma profile image, and here I will return the leave. Save that, and let's try it now. Let's check it. Come here, and here let's refresh our data. I think we faced with an error. The app is crashed, so let's just refresh that. The reason is that always whenever you are returning, okay, write the return statement. I think I left that the return statement, so that's why it is crashing sometimes. So it says get leave detail from, where is the error? Oh, I didn't export get leave detail. Yes, is it get leave detail? I didn't export that. So let's move to the leaves. Let's press view. So here we will display the leave details. Look at, we have the name, employee id, and let's just decrease the space between those information. This is, let's make it 2, so that is okay. So okay, leave detail, employee id, leave type sick leave, reason. So here we will display the reason, department, start date, and status is pending. So now whenever it is in pending status, so let's check it. Okay, just come here to the leaves, like this is pending, so we will display for pending status accepts or reject. Okay, the admin has the authority to accept or reject the leave. So let's do it. Just come here. If the status was pending, so then we will display 2 buttons. Okay, the approve and reject. So first of all, instead of this status, if the status was pending, we will display action, otherwise status. So let's do it like this. Okay, let's come here. Let's remove this. If leave dot status was equal to with pending, so what it should do, it should display action, else it will display status. That's it. Now down from this, instead of this p tag, here we will display if leave dot status was equal to with pending. So what it should do, it should return 2 buttons. Okay, the first button is approve, the second one is reject. So let's add here else if that was not pending, so then display this code. So let's add here class name flex space x2. Let's check it now. So look at action, approve or reject. We have these two buttons. If the status was approve or reject, so it would display that status. But if the status is pending, so it will display approve or reject. So let's move again. For example, this is pending, both are pending. Okay, both are pending, approve or reject. So let's change now the status. First of all, I will design these two buttons. So I will add a few classes, tailwind CSS classes. So after adding the classes, these two buttons looks like this. So now whenever I click these buttons, so I will change the status. So let's do it. Just come here and on click, I will add on click event. On click, I will call change status function. Okay, to this function, I will pass the ID first of all, leave dot slash ID comma the status. Now here I will pass the status approve. So let's check now the leave model. First of all, I will just check the leave model. Which status are accepted, pending, approved and rejected, these status. So let's pass here approved. Same like that, this we will call a function on the second button also. Change status leave ID, and here I will call rejected this status. Now let's create that function, change status function. Const change status function, and in this function let's make it asynchronous function, and here I will get the ID and status. So after that, now I would like to update the leave. Okay, so to update the leave, for that we need this try catch block. Let's copy this try catch block. Try catch. Okay, response access dot, instead of git we would like to use put, because we are updating the leave, and here I will call leave and I will pass the ID. Okay, so after passing the ID, I will pass the status also, comma, I will pass the header and response rate success, and here I will just move. So after that, if I successfully update it, so I will move, navigate to slash admin dashboard slash leave. I think that is leave or leaves. So let's check that, admin dashboard leaves. Create an instance app, navigate, const navigate. Let's use this navigate. So that is okay. Okay, so now let's create this API to update that leave and ID. Let's come here to the leave route. Let's come here to the leave route, and here I would like to just duplicate this one, and here this is not git, this is put. Let's bring it down, and here this is update leave. Create this function, copy this, and I will export it from controller. Just come here and to create that. Let's export that update leave. Now here, first of all, I will get, okay, let's copy this catch block, and here I will create try block. So inside this try block, let's first of all get ID from parameter, okay, from URL const ID is equal to request.params. So after getting ID, now let's find leave based on that ID. Const leave is equal to await leave dot find by ID and update. Here I will pass status. So the status is, let's specify status request dot body dot status. That's it. Okay, so update just the status, assign this status that I have passed. If not leave, if the leave was not available, so then I will return an error, this error 404. The error is leave not found. And if the error was not available, so then return just response dot status 208.json success true. That's it. So this was the update leave API that we created. Now let's try it. For example, I would like to just approve this. Press the approve. So it says there is an error. Let's check the error. So where was response.status is not a function. So let's check it. Response.status. This is status. Okay, that is okay. Let's now check that. Let's now press the approved button. So look at that should be approved. Okay, so here we should see the approved one. Why it is pending? The reason, let's refresh it. It is pending, but I think the update function didn't work. Let's check here to the leaves. Pending. Why it didn't update? Leave that find by ID and update status, that is status. Let's check the leave model. Type string pending approved rejected status. Body dot status. I will just solve the error. Yeah, the error is that from detail from the front end we should pass an object. Before we were passing just a string, so we should wrap it in curly braces. So then we will write like status. It means like this, okay, status. But in shorthand we can just write like status. So after passing this object, so now it will be it will update that. So let's now try it. So look at directly that has been approved. Okay, so let's come here back to leaves. Let's move to this one. If we look at now, this is status approved, but if I open the second one, which is action approved or reject, now let's reject this one. Let's reject. So look at that has been rejected. So this was the reject. Now after doing this, now let's display here the let's apply filter. Okay, apply based on filter based on employee ID, and also filter the leaves based on pending, approved and rejected status. So let's do it now. Come here to the details. Let's move to the table. We will do that in table. Come here. This is, first of all, come here, this input field, please sort of search by employee ID, and whenever I call this, okay, I change something, it means I write something in this input field, so I will call a function. So let's write onChange filter by input, or I can simply just call, okay, filter by input. Let's create now this function, filter by input const filter by input, and here we will get event, and here let's just write. So let's filter the data. So to filter the data, for that let's create first of all a second state variable like leave. Here let's create the second state variable. I will name it filtered leaves, and here set filtered leaves. Copy this set filtered functions, paste it here and pass data to this, and I will filter data. First of all, let's, instead of this, I will use set filtered leaves, and here I will pass set filter set instead of that filtered leaves, sorry, okay, filter leaves. Copy this, paste it here, and also just come here. Now I will filter the data. Const data is equal to leaves dot filter leave, and now I will just define leave dot inside leave employee id dot employee id dot to lowercase, because we want to search filter based on employee id. So for that we need to use the employee id. Okay, so the employee id is existed inside leave dot employee id dot to lowercase dot includes, if it includes e dot target that value that we have passed dot to lowercase. So that's it. Okay, so it will filter based on employee id. So now let's call set filtered leaves, and I will pass data to that. Save it and let's check it now. Come here, and we are at the leaves, so let's search based on the employee id is same for both of them, like I think it is not working. Employee id, so we can get leave dot employee id. So yeah, we should use directly employee id. Okay, leaves dot employee id. Just come here, leave dot employee. We don't need this one. Dot to lowercase. Now let's check it. Okay, look at, there is no records, but if we write emp1112, so this record is existed. If I add something else, no record. Okay, so it is searching based on employee id. Now let's search based on these buttons. So come here to the buttons. We have these 3 buttons. Just come here, and here I will call on click. We will create this function as an anonymous function, and I will call filter by button, and I will pass to this one. This is pending, so I will pass pending to this one, and same to this function. I will call it for other buttons also. Our second one, this is approved. Our third one, this is rejected. I will pass this rejected value. So now let's create this filter by button function. Let's just duplicate this one. Alt Shift down arrow key to duplicate this. Let's change the name to filter by button, and this is status. And here I will now filter leaves dot filter leave dot instead of employee id status. Okay, here we have the status. Let's check it. Yeah, come here to yeah, status. Leave dot status. Just come here. Dot to lowercase dot includes e dot target. Instead of e dot target, I will just write sorry, status dot to lowercase. Save that and come here. For example, pending. So it should display as just the pending records. Leaves dot filter leave. Okay, leave dot status dot to lowercase. That is set filtered with the data. Filter employee data leave dot status. Everything is okay. Yeah, that is okay, because we don't have the pending record. Let's pick approved. Look at, we have just one employee which is one leave which is approved, rejected, one which is rejected, and pending. For pending we don't have any leave record. So that is how we can filter based on status also. So it was all about the leaves. Now whenever we move to leave, the employee link in the employees in the employee data in the employee list. So here we have a leave button. So whenever we press this leave button, we should be able to display the history, the leave history of this employee. Okay, so let's do it. Close it, close it. Just come here to the employee employee list. In the employee list we have buttons, so those buttons are inside the employee helper. Come here to the utils, employee helper. In the employee helper we have leave button. Look at this is leave button. So whenever we click on this leave button, we should be able to see the record of that employee. So whenever we click on this leave button, okay, so we will move to a new component. So let's come here and click. So that new component, I will navigate to new component /admin dashboard slash that would be like employee. Yeah, let's check that employees slash. So here I will just pass like the ID of this employee. Okay, so let's pass the ID of this employee. So to pass the ID, for that we have like this ID. We have passed the ID from employee list component. So I will just use that ID. So let's pass that ID. So that's it. Employees slash, I will just write here like employees slash leaves slash ID. I will create this route now. So let's create this route. Copy this path. Come here to the app.jsx. Let's move to the admin leaves. And in the leaves, let's duplicate this. And instead of this, let's paste the new employee slash leaves and ID. And where we should move. Okay, so whenever we press this button, which component we should render. If you watched the previous video, in the previous video we just fetched the record for employee. For example, I will show to you. Let's log out. I will log in, and the password 123456, I think. Yes. So come here to the leaves. So here I displayed the leaves per employee array. So I would like to render the same component, because here also we displayed the details per one employee, and in the admin section, okay, whenever let's move to the admin employees, whenever I click this, we are displaying per one employee the details, the history of employees, the history of leaves. So let's do that. Okay, so for that we have displayed here the employee, the leaves. So let's log out, log in as admin. So come here to the employees. Whenever I click this, so I will render that component. So the name of that component is, just come here in the employee dashboard slash leaves, that is leave list. Okay, leave list. Let's call that leave list. Let's move to leave list, and in the leave list we are displaying, so we will move to API leave slash user.id. okay, so here we will just get a user.id. Instead of this, we would like to pass the employee ID. Okay, so as here we are passing user ID, but whenever we come here from the admin, here we are passing the employee ID. How to just figure out this issue? For that, let's write const id as equal to app user.role was equal to with admin, so then pass user.id user./id, else pass we will just get id from parameter. Okay, from use param struct id use params. It means that we should destruct id from parameter use params. Let's simply write here amp id is equal to use param, so we will destruct id or we can simply just write instead of this I will write amp id. Save that and let's pass now that id. So that is okay. So after passing id, so now we will move to live and we will just configure out. Okay, if that was user id, so we will return data based on user id. If the id was employee id, then we will return based on employee id. So let's do it. Let's move to the live controller, and in live controller we will just move and get live. Okay, here we are returning the lives where we are returning the lives. So the route is that I will just show to you. This is live list. Just come here. So we are going API live and then we are moving to the ID. Let's move to the route, live route, and the route is API live /id git /id, that is git live. So here we are returning the live. Yes, we are returning based on id. So here we are returning find one employee dot find one. Based on that there we are returning. So I will change this API get live, okay, which I was returning lives per an employee. So let's change this API. I will like let live is equal to wait live dot find live dot find based on employee ID is equal to with ID. Okay, so I will find lives based on employee ID. But if not live, let's write if not live. It means that if the ID was not employee ID that we passed, so then in this live there will be nothing. So it will come here to the if block. In the if block we will run in this code. So what it mean per employee, if we log in as employee, so it will come to this block. So first of all it will find the employee, then based on that employee it will find lives. Okay, but if we log in as admin, so for admin it will directly find the live. After finding the live it will directly come and return the result. Let's now try it and what happened. Okay, so let's come here, refresh it, come here to the employee, press live. So we faced with an error. So let's check now the error. We are at lives and in the ID it says cannot read properties of undefined reading map. So let's go to list. So this is an empty array amp id if id was equal to with So let's just return what we need to do. Let's first of all alert AMP ID. I will just fix the error. Yeah, everything is okay, but instead of passing like you writing the code like this, I will remove all these things, and here I will write const id is equal to use params, and also I will remove this use auth, and here I will pass the id. But for the employee, let's just remove this. But for the employee, okay, if you logged in as an employee, so how you can get this id? Okay, because we don't have, for the employee we didn't pass the id. Look at, so where was the leave list? Okay, here we don't have the list. So let's move to the employee sidebar and pass id from sidebar. So just let's come here to the employee sidebar. Yeah, in the previous video we implemented this step. Let's move to employee dashboard, sidebar, and come here to the leaves, and in the leaves here I will pass id. Okay, here I will pass id. So let's just come here and slash, here I will pass the id, the id of user. So let's get the user id, user dot slash id, like this. Before we were passing that in the list component here, user dot slash id, but now we are passing that through this route. And let's move now to this route slash, we will get here id. Now we can handle that for both front end, admin and employee. So come here to the list, and we have passed the id now, use params id, that is okay. So here in the controller, get leave, we wrote our code like this. Leave, first of all, use find by based employee id if the leave not available anything, if there was nothing in the leave. So then come here and find based on employee. First of all find employee, then find the leaves. So let's now try it. Now let's refresh it. Let's press on this leave. So we faced again with the error that it says cannot read properties of undefined reading map. So first I will just console we are retrieving data from server side or not. Come here back to the list. We retrieve data from front end or not. Let's check it. Yeah, here we retrieve the data, we retrieved leaves. Okay, we have leaves, but the problem undefined of reading map. So let's come here, and here I will just simply write that is the leave list.jsx, where we have used map. Just come here, leaves. Let's assign here null, and we will write here if not leaves, if the leaves were not, so then return loading. Let's try it now. So it is in loading stage. Let's refresh it. It is loading, but we have returned the data. So when we return, we should just update reset leaves response.data.leaves. That is leave, not leaves. Okay, let's change that back to leaves. I think it was leave before. Save that and come here to the list. This is leaves, that is okay. Now let's look at, we have now the let's refresh it again. So we have the list. Okay, these are leaves for employee, a reap, which is one approved and second one is rejected. And now for admin, we should not say this add new leave, because admin cannot add a leave. So for the admin, I will just disable this button. Let's move back to the list. Simply I will write app user dot, let's import user. Let's now use the user, and here we will write user dot role was equal to with employee. If the user role was employee, then display this code. We can see that for admin right now. Let's go back to the employees. Let's check for leave. So there is no leaves for this employee, okay, for second employee and also for the third one. So that's why we can't see anything for those employees. So we have completed the leaves. Also look at views here, that is approved. Go back, views, rejected. So these are the employees, and here we can see the salary history of this employee. They can views and departments, dashboard, settings, but the setting. Okay, so for the setting, let's implement the setting also. So for the setting, I will just come here to the sidebar, admin sidebar. We completed the setting per employee, okay, in the last video. So I will just copy that component. Let's go back. To the setting. So whenever I click on this admin dashboard slash setting, so we have setting component, then I will call that setting component. Let's write a route. / setting, and what else we need? Element is setting. I will call setting component. So we have created setting component. Let's move to the setting component. In setting component, look at, so in the setting component we have this, just these user id, old password and new password, confirm password. Then we are just updating the user based on id. So let's try it. This is, look at, we are the setting. So before the admin password was setting, so now I will change this. First of all, let's, for example, write old password admin 1. I will write a wrong password, change password. Let's write here admin 1, admin 1. So let's change password. So look at wrong old password. The old password is wrong. Let's suppose remove 1. So let's remove here, change password not matched. It's mean new password and confirm password not matched. So now I will change from admin to admin 123. Admin 123. Change password. The change password has been changed. Let's log out and let's now log in. admin@gmail.com. Let's write first of all admin. What happened? So look at the wrong password and let's write 123. Login. So we logged in successfully. So it was all about the admin dashboard that we have completed. In the next video, what else remained, that whenever we delete a department, so we should delete all the employees also, okay, the department, inside the department whatever is existed, so we will delete everything, because if we delete a department and we come here to the employee and we are reading here the department, but the department is not existed, so it will give us an error. So that's why in the next video we will just delete cascade. It means that whenever we delete employee department, so we will delete all the employees and the employees salary, the employee leaves, so we will delete all those things. So we will do it in the next video. So in this video we completed the leaves management. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, like the video and comment down, and also watch all the series completely from start to end, so you will understand fully. Thanks for watching.